Good evening. Welcome to Conversations with Soul Brothers. I'm your host, Will B, with co-host Sherrod Cohen and extra co-host Phil Simmons. What's going on, y'all? We're going to talk about different topics on the screen from social media and different aspects of the world. And tap in, chime in with what you need with your comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Let's get going. What's the topic today, Mr. Rod?
Man, we got superficial men versus profound men.
Superficial
Wow.
versus profound. That's a hell of a topic there, brother.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
bruh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what brought this up was read something online, and I've heard it said several times with the little online dating gurus, how they say if you don't post your woman, online, and they're warning women, if your man don't, if he don't post you, he don't really want you. He's really trying to, you know, not hurt the feelings of somebody else that he's interested in or some crap like that. And it was just like I'm sitting here, man, scratching my head, like, um, bruh, that's not correct. And he said,
That's not correct at all, bruh.
and here's the other one. He says, men always brag about the things they have that they really enjoy.
Huh?
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Okay, okay,
What?
okay,
What?
okay,
What?
okay.
What?
And
That's
so
superficial as fuck right there, man.
and so that's why I brought up this chart, right?
Man. Okay,
And
let's dig into it, bro. Cause
yeah,
this
we
this that's wow.
okay. Now the first thing is talking about the depth of character.
Mm-hmm.
Superficial men, they care about their appearance. We care about our appearance. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not a
that's
thing
what we
where
do,
we
you know?
we trip out on it. Clothes, cars, followers, they need validation. Profound men care about substance, integrity, discipline, purpose, and peace. Y'all care to expound on that?
Man, well, first, I'm gonna say this part, man.
Okay.
Man, I'm blessed to be a part of it, brother. Let me just say it this way. I'm blessed to be a part of sitting down with two brothers who get it. You know what I'm saying? Let me just say it that way. I'm not on the real man and all the rest of that type of stuff. But two brothers that really get it, who live life and understand, like, hey, this is what we're imparting back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, that you hear that stuff a lot on social media now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys, oh, if your man don't do this, if he don't put you on there and like you and taking pictures and do all this type of stuff, man, that's I think it's come from us would be in a different generation. You see what I'm saying? Like we're in a different place right now. You know what I'm saying? Like our generation, that's not how we dated. You know what I'm saying? Like, you dated, that was your woman. You know what I'm saying? This is what you wanted to be a part of that person. You didn't care about whether or not it took you time to, think about it. Took you time before you brought that person that you really like around your family. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
you took time before you brought around your boys, before you brought around your friends and stuff like that. And nowadays, with social media, it's just the fact that like you throw everything out there because that's what's in the public. They need to hear that. They need to see this. If you're not this, then you're not, then you're not being this person. You're not being sincere and everything else from that point. So, I think just from that purpose alone, we coming from two different generational perspectives towards dating in that way. So, so no. So that part when the guy's talking about this stuff about, you being superficial and what's a real man from this way. No, man. I mean, profound man, you put more thought into that, bro. You see what I'm saying? Hence the word profound, right?
Right.
Hence the word profound, man. We've all been married at this point, and so you've all been in relationships, man. The things that really matter is like, hey, man, I can tell you exactly what my relationship went wrong at. I can tell you exactly what I did right in my relationship too, right? So those are usually the things when you come across those things. Those are the things that's like solid, right? Those, like you said,
Okay.
the integrity, the truthfulness, the honesty. You didn't have to, broadcast that stuff, man. You just have to broadcast it.
No.
Yeah. You're right about that, bro. For real. Because even though, you know, I was married for a long time, I shared things that I wanted to share. Not because I had to. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't care what the social media people thought of what me and my relationship was like. I did it because I wanted to. You understand what I'm saying? Because I wanted to, the three P's: provide, protect, provide, and profess. So I was doing certain things to profess my love to the lady that I was with to say, hey, here's something I'm doing to say, hey, I enjoy my lady. This is what's going on in our life. And I did that. But I didn't necessarily have to do it. Like you say, Phil, we from a different generation. We
Right.
like to be private about what the things that we do. Everybody don't have to know our motherfucking business. You know what I'm saying? What we do in our own household is what we do in our household. It's not for everybody to know. You know? So this new generation, they want everybody to know what the fuck is going on in their life. Oh, look, me and my girl, we went here. Oh, we're in Brazil. Oh, we doing this and we doing that. Like, listen, bro, congratulations to you. Good for you. But everybody don't need to know that. Because when you move in
Yeah.
silence, man, you can't get in no trouble that way. When you just tell into what it is that you're doing with yours, it's a beautiful thing. Everybody don't need to know what's going on in your life. And that's the difference between what are we, Gen X? I don't know what the hell we are. We
Man,
Gen X, Gen Z,
we the best generation.
HOMMP. I don't know what the hell we are. The booming babies. I have no idea shit. But
Right,
but we
right.
70s baby right here. You understand?
Yeah,
So
yep,
we think
yep,
different and move different. I do know that for a fact. So
yeah.
with that being said, man, that profoundness is what the three of us have. We're very, very profound in what it is that we do. Every man likes to look good. You know what I'm saying? We that's not superficial. Every man wants to look good and smell good. You know what I'm saying? That's just part of our makeup. You know, my daughter said something to me a couple years back. She said, Daddy, you always smell good. I never knew she even noticed that shit. So she brought me some cologne for Father's Day because she said, every time I see you, you always smell good. It's just what I know a man to be. I said, wow, thank you, baby girl. I didn't even know I didn't even know she looked at me like that. Like, yo. So that's that difference of doing it to have somebody else say something about you and just you doing you. You feel me?
Right. It's a difference. And and
Yeah.
and then and I can honestly say it's like one of those things where, yeah, you gonna dress up, you gonna clean up, because that's how we were brought up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because I'm trying to show anybody what I got. No, it's just when you look good, you feel good. You
What's
know what I'm
up?
saying? And it's like, you know, I remember, man, in high school, I didn't when I first started high school, I didn't have the clothes everybody else had on, right? I was still kind of rocking shit that what you would rock at junior high. And I'm like, man, I'm getting teased, man. And it's like, hold on, mom, bruh. I was like, man, I ain't going back to school. I was my mom was like, what? I said, man, no, I'm tired of getting teased. Every time you turn around, I'm hearing, I got to the point where any little laughter, I thought it was about me. You know what I'm
I
saying?
really, I
And then,
really,
back in the day, man, my mom started working at Hudson. Everything changed, right?
yes, sir.
But man, my
Yes, sir.
father, he kicked it to me, man. He just let me know, man, that don't make you, man. He's like, you make the clothes. Every clothes has a name on it. So when you say you want name brand, what are you talking about? Because every piece of clothing has a name on it. He
My
says,
old man told me the same thing,
see what
bro.
I'm saying? So you make the clothing don't make you.
No doubt. No
And that's
doubt.
and
Yeah,
that's the things that's the things that I really want our young men to understand. Bro, it don't make a difference what you on the outside or whatever. Just be clean, but it's your inside that mean the most.
For sure.
yeah,
For sure.
yeah. I agree 100% with you on that. But but that kind of rolls into from our conversation from last week, man, about manhood. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's like everything that you said, bro, from what your father had said to you, earlier on, like man, it's more to your who you are, your substance of who you are as a man and as a person, than anything that's materialistic. And once you start defining yourself from that aspect of it, or what, because I mean, think about it. If somebody says that I have to post my woman on social media in this way, then um, then my point to that is the fact that like, what's my reasoning for that? What's the need for that? You know what I mean? What's the need for that?
Validation.
Because it's not about it's not about our relationship anymore after that. This is for everyone else to be validated, for this
Come on.
person to be validated some sort of way, so I can get some sense of approval, from others from that way. So So yeah, so that's just a completely different generational aspect of it. Like all of us, our generation was we were private. I mean, that's what we were taught. You know what stayed in this house stays in this house type of deal, right? So the same thing when you dated someone, it was between me and her, right?
No
This is
doubt.
between it was this personal this interaction and relationship in that way. So yeah, so that's how I look at it as.
Okay. Now, superficial men versus profile men when it comes to relationships.
Mhm.
Superficial men chase attention, want to be seen. Profound men seek connection, want to be understood.
No, no doubt. That's real talk. Because at one point in time in my life, I was one of those guys that seek that validation, wanted to be seen, wanted to be
Okay.
heard. And I was like, what the, what, well, as time went on, like, wait, whoa, whoa, that's not even me. It doesn't make a difference what's going on and out there in that world. I was that guy for a minute. Then I stopped and said, you know what? I grew. I evolved into the guy that I am. I don't give a fuck what nobody think or say about me. I'm gonna do me anyway. You know what I'm saying? So once I got to that point, it was like, oh man, this is a beautiful thing. Cause I'm gonna look when people see me, they gonna see the genuine me. Anywho, the
Okay.
way I dress, the way I carry myself, my character, my integrity. We spoke about that last podcast. You know what I'm saying? They see that. When I was younger, that's when I was looking for that validation, trying to figure out, I'm searching for that attention. I dress well, I smell good, I did what I wanted to do, just to get that, oh man, he smelled good. Oh my God, what you wearing? You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
but I outgrew that and know that, like I said before, I smell good because I want to smell good anyway. It wasn't for that. It was just because I wanted to feel good and I felt good and I looked good when I looked in that mirror. And I was always taught it's always better to be prepared than unprepared because you never know who you're going to meet at that moment. So if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? So that's where that came from. So I'm glad that I came into a profound type of man and said I don't give a fuck what nobody think because I'm gonna do what I need to do for me.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. Yeah, from that way, man, I say from a relationship perspective, we had to grow. I mean, so some of the stuff that I've learned and I've watched on social media from this point, and I'm not a big social media person, so let me just say that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
right.
I got one account, one platform from that perspective. And that's more than enough for me. And at times I got moments and days where I'm like, do I really, I mean, I don't even share too much on there. You know what I'm saying? So I like that privacy part of it. I do. I like the fact that, like you were just saying, will like you learn, man. But I think that comes with growth and development. As we've gotten older and much more wiser, you can kind of impart that information onto other people. So it's like right now, this is an adult conversation,
Yes.
right? Like this is what this is. This is adult men having real conversations from this point, and it's honest, right? It's honest, man, because yeah, at some point in time in our life, like I mentioned in the last podcast, I need a validation on some things, man. I wanted my children's mom to tell me I was a good father. You know what I mean? I wanted to hear that because that was going to make me feel better, like as if the things that I was doing, that she saw it and she appreciated that part, right? So I was looking for that validation, looking for that appreciation. But then I had to learn for myself, man, that, like I'm not her father, right? I'm their father.
There you
And
go.
so the validation comes from them from that point. But first, the validation comes from me. Like I'm doing this because it's the right thing to do. So when you get in relationships, like you were saying, man, like when you get in a relationship, it's about vulnerability, bro. We want to keep that thing 100. If we really want to keep it real, like the youngins say out here, keep it a buck. Man, if you're not coming in with being completely vulnerable in those situations and telling your woman, like, look, because you got to first be vulnerable with yourself. Like, look, man, here's some of the things I'm battling with. You know what I'm saying? Here's some of the things that I deal with, but I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? And I can come to her and be honest with her about like, sometimes, baby, I ain't always got this together or got that together, but I'm working on it and I'm trying, right? And then that's how you date from this point. I don't need anybody else to know that, right? And that when our conversation is between me and her, and we have this thing, and I'm expecting the same thing from her in the same way. So I'm going to protect you from that way because that's also being safe as well. I can be, I want to feel safe that I can give you information, show parts of me and my vulnerability that's not going to be taken. And all of a sudden I turn around and you got a social media post up on it. I'm like, what? Come on now. I mean, if that's the case, we're not even dating. I'm not even messing around with no person like that because that's too young for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Even if I'm not even saying young from an age perspective,
No, maturity
it's
wise.
young from very much so, Sherrod,
Yes,
from
sir.
from a maturity perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
So that's my take on that, bro. What
Yeah.
about you, Sherrod? How you feel about that?
Hey man, I look at it this way. The most important people in my life are not the people that's on social media. It's the people that's around me for real, for real.
Come on.
99.9% of those people online I don't know. So I really don't care what they think. And just to hear men talk like that, and I'm glad you said it, we're from an era where privacy was king.
Yeah.
Now, I post stuff on social media, thoughts and this and that and the other. Do I post pictures of myself? No. I ain't trying to be no sex symbol and nothing like that, man. I'm not, I'm not on the internet for that type of stuff. I like the um, speaking to other folks, putting my, saying what I think is right about a certain situation, and having those
Mhm.
kind of conversations back and forth with folks. That's what
Yeah.
social media is to me. It's
Yes,
not
sir.
me, oh, let me show me rubbing my woman's feet, so I can have other women saying, oh, he's a man, or what old boy say? If your man can't give you 20,000, he ain't no real man. It's like, oh man, y'all
What
do
if you ain't got
pandering.
20 bands? Shit. The
Even
average
if I
person ain't even
did,
got
man,
20
it's
bands
like
in their account, man.
it's like, I think men say whatever they can to get a woman's attention,
Yeah.
and they say whatever they think a woman wants to hear.
There you
You
go. For
know,
sure.
I've often said women avoid the ugly truth because they love the beautiful lies, and
Come
that's
on.
what these men provide. Hey, what my man say? Um, Women never come into a relationship with bad intentions. She turns that way because of what a man does to her. I'm
Mm.
like, come on, man. Y'all leading these women, man, astray.
Come on.
Yeah, no, that's 100. I definitely got to chime in on that because it's funny you say that, man. Because I ran across something, and it was this young brother just breaking it down, and it was. I was actually going to send it to you, man, because I had to contemplate on it. And somebody asked me, like, well, what's your thoughts on this thing, right? So we're the young brother, had all you can do is get a mic in front of you, get a camera in front of you, and then, like, go, right?
Mhm.
And so what he was saying was this thing about, and it's not verbatim, obviously, so I'm just, paraphrasing here. It's pretty much like, oh man, if when a man meets a real woman, who's mature, she's gonna expose him and expose him. He say they want a real woman, but she's gonna expose all those flaws, and he only as big as his wounds, and dot 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 dot. And I'm like, and I'm looking at all these comments, and people are like dot 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 dot, and I'm like, you know what, man? I just had to chime in. I was like, first and foremost, look, man, I usually don't write up on this stuff, but I'm like, that's a good poem, young brother. That's a really good poem because it is a poem, right? You don't sit down and put a poem out here, and people are like, oh my God, that's the type of man you want.
There
And the
you
first
go.
thing is just that. Guess what? Everybody's coming with wounds, so I just had to be like, look, young brother, I'm not trying to criticize you or anything else like that, man. But as an elder, and I am an elder now, and I've learned to kind of grow into that role and accept that, right? Is the fact of like, no, man, that's not what this is, man. Nobody's fumbling anybody. You know what I mean? So get off of that. You know what I mean? Oh, you fumbled a good thing. Ain't nobody fumbling nobody, man. We all people out here. We all have flaws, man. We all have great things about us. We all have skill sets and values and morals and ethics, right? And sometimes, man, we make mistakes. That's
Hmm.
just the reality of life. We all make mistakes. There's not a perfect being on the planet, right? We're not. And so when you can come honest from that perspective and say, like, this is what real men understand. I mean, I can say real men, I'm gonna say profound men really understand. It's the fact, like, listen, babe, man, I ain't out here. I'm trying to do my best, babe. Sometime I may not say the right thing, but I'm gonna realize that and come back and be like, you know what? No, what I said, the way I said it, I could have kind of came better and said that. So I apologize to you for
Yo,
that. But what I said, I actually meant what I said from
come
this
on.
point. But we can then therefore have this conversation and vice
Hmm.
versa, because she can come to me and say, hey, listen, I said this way and you didn't deserve that energy. But but I did mean what I said though from this point. I want to say it like this, and this. And that's for me to sit down and say, you know what, babe, okay, I appreciate that. Because it was the apology, right? It's sincere, right? That's that vulnerability that we're talking about. And when you're young, man, you're just trying to figure that thing on out. And a lot of these people are so young and they so hurt in relationships that anything like you just said, Sherrod, like like I remember Minister Farrakhan had said that one time. Like I think it was Elijah Muhammad that said it in Malcolm X. You can take this glass of water over here and it can be clean, and you can take this glass over here that's dirty and everything, and you could present it. And the reality is, people still drink it because they're thirsty,
Hmm.
right? That's the same thing from that point as well. Like a lot of people out here, they're thirsty to have what they think is love, but that comes with some work, man. You know what I mean? Michelle Obama was just talking about that same thing in her marriage with her husband. You know what I mean? So everybody talking about relationship goals and all the rest of this, man. That shit is work, dog.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. And that's what people got to understand. This shit is work, period, man. What you think, Will?
You know, you hit it right on the nose. It is work. Any relationship that you're in, it takes time and effort and work into it. You have to work on your relationship. That's why it's a working relationship. You know what I'm saying? And you can't let other people intertwine in what it is that you're doing in your relationship because the relationship is based upon you and the person that you're with. So y'all doing things that's going to benefit you and
Yep.
her to move forward in y'all relationship that's going to make y'all greater than what it is going on in the world because the world is falling apart right before our eyes, man. So if you got somebody who's rocking with you and making you feel 100% a certain way, because you're going to feel your way anyway, but they enhancing what it is that you're feeling and got the same thought process and the mental capacity that you have, that's a beautiful thing, man. Damn what the world is going on, what's going on in outside of the world, because social media is gonna always have something to say, and everybody got an opinion. You know what I'm saying? So let them have their opinion. But the fact of the matter is, we gonna do what we need to do to better each other. You feel
Yep.
me? So that's what I say about that, man.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna jump off to the next one. Like I said, it's just I just want to explain the difference between superficial men, profound men, because
Hmm.
it seems like the superficial men are very prevalent on the internet. They seemingly say all the right things, right? You
Hmm.
know. Now, when it comes to self-image, superficial men build confidence through comparison.
Hmm.
Profound men build confidence through competence.
Hmm. Yeah. You said that explains it right there. There's not much to be said about that. I mean,
Yeah,
real talk, it's
yeah.
not much to be said about that because the definition says it alone. Confidence through comparison. The cat's always out here comparing, oh, if old boy ain't, we are. If old boy can't, we can. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So when you confident and building in what it is that you have, your confidence speaks for you. It's your integrity, your what it is that you're doing. Even if somebody sees it, or even if they don't see it, it's how you stand out in somebody's eyes. Like you're my partner, both of y'all my partners. Y'all can say, hey, man, real Will is a solid guy. I've been knowing him. He decent, man. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Now, if
Yeah,
I was a
yeah.
fake superficial cat, oh man, he just be putting on the front, man. He be on Facebook and shit. Just he
Hmm.
ain't even really like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just it's the integrity, the being competent, like you say, about what it is that you're doing. You have an idea of what it is that you're gonna do, and you stand by it, and you move forward in it, and people respect that. Like, yo, I see my man. He doing what he's doing. He ain't comparing. He ain't saying, "Yo, oh my man, he doing X, Y, Z. I'm gonna do better than what he doing." If he ain't loving you right, baby girl, I know I can love you right. Come on,
Right.
man. We ain't got to put down all the person to try to make a, impress a woman. You either gonna impress her by what it is that you have and how you come off, in general. That's how you're gonna impress her. You ain't gotta compare it to what it is that she had in her life. Hey baby, what you doing right now? Here's what it is. This is what I bring to the table. I want to let you know this is what I like to do with you. Now if you with it, let's make it go forward. If you're not with it, it's okay. No harm, no foul. I shot my shot. You understand what I'm saying? And you move on. So that's just what I say, man.
Yeah, yeah, that's real talk. Yeah, that's real talk right there. Well, but that's adult talk, man. I mean, I'm gonna keep coming back to that, man, because self-image, man. I mean, like we was talking about in the last podcast, man. Everybody want to look good, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of whatever you have, you're gonna look good, and when you put it on. The difference with that is the fact that that does not make you, right? Like that this is not what makes you, right? So, and I think that's a huge difference. I mean, I think we kind of look at it in today's society, just kind of poo-poo it to a certain extent. But that takes time to get there, man. That takes a lot of time to get there, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? For a lot of people, like people got to grow into that part, right? So we got to grow and understand. And like, as you learn more about who you are as a person, then all that stuff starts to, it starts to fade away, man. And you start to question yourself. Like, that's that work. That's that inner work that you got to put in to be the person that you want to be, right? So we all had those moments, man, when I thought that, I mean, oh man, I'm going to the Gucci store, bro. If I get these Gucci's on, bro, I'm gonna come back to school, and man, such and such, man, that girl Sharonda in my biology class, bro, she gonna
Yeah.
be on me. I'm gonna be dot, right? And but it's all in my head, right, from this point in time. And I remember, man, I had a girl actually told me in high school, man. I mean, she was when I started trying to be out in the streets and hustling all the rest of that stuff, and she was dating a dude who was hustling, right? And the crazy part about it, man, she had, when she found out, she checked me, bro. Now, my mind you, she was younger. Like we in school. She was like, you know what, Philip, because we used to talk all the time on the phone, do homework together, both liked each other, this type of stuff. But she was like, I don't like you doing that.
Mm,
I was confused because I'm like, wait a minute, but you dating the dude that, and she was like, yeah, but you know what? He ain't really that guy for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? She was like,
Mm.
I used to like him from middle school, but dot, 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 dot. We got to high school, that's what it became. But it was like, she's like, ain't nothing really cool about it. I like the guy you are.
mm.
And I was confused about that, because I mean, I'm young, right? So I'm thinking this is what, you need to do for this to be happening. Cause
Yep.
this is really why most dudes start hustling. We're going to be honest about it. It's really about trying to get girls, you know what I'm saying? Get a
Yep.
chick.
Yep.
If that's really, we just gonna be 100 about it. That's really what it's about, right? You trying to get some pussy, you trying to get somebody like you. That's really what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
And that's with most men. You look at the whole thing with social media with oh boy, when the Facebook thing, it all was about a girl. You know what I'm saying? And she was like,
Mm-hmm.
you was kind of whack though, dude. You know what I'm saying? Because of who you are and how you had to do that. So it's the character of who you are, but it takes time and loss to understand that. Usually for a man to get it and be like, man, them type of girls come a dime a dozen, bro. You see what I'm saying? They damn near come with a pair of Gucci shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you feel me? Like, really, they come with it. They come with the expensive car. Like, they at the dealership. Be like, okay, you get the car, and then you pull off. Such and such gonna be in the passenger side. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about it from that perspective. But as you grow, man, you understand that this self-image part, you're gonna be who you are as who you are. You like to dress nice, like you said with your daughter. You like to smell good and take care of yourself. I've learned that, for lack of a better term, but it's real women know the difference.
Come on.
They
That's
know
right.
it. Like
Oh yeah.
seriously, real women know the difference. They can feel it. They can feel that. They know the substance, the who you are, the conversation, because all those guys, they can do all that, and the girl jump in the car, da. And it's just like, but the substance is trash, right? You can't even hold a
Speak on it.
conversation, right? You
Speak
can't
on
hold
it.
a conversation, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't even, you know, be interested and talk about who you are from this point. So that's also who your self-image is about. Like you said, from this point of competency. Like I'm competent enough to hold this conversation and keep your interest from this point. I ain't got to keep buying you something from this point in time because that has a shelf life as well, bro. Like that wears itself on out as well. It's like just like a sale at a store. You know, it's so you got to grow. As you grow, man, you can talk about who you are and grow for the person that you are and your own self-image at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference. Like you become a man of substance. And look, 'cause so let's use an analogy of Gucci store or whatever from Walmart or whatever, right? When you become that type of man of who you are in integrity, faith, your spirituality, your presence, your understanding, your vulnerability, who you are, you now that high standard person. Like, so you are quote unquote Versace or Gucci in the store from this point, right? When you that person who's fake along the way, you need all this other stuff, you really a bargain person.
Mm.
Because you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't nothing without that stuff. And that stuff as we get older gets gets exposed really quickly.
Yeah.
Really quickly.
What was the
That's
name of
what
that
you
store that was on Connors and Warrens, man? It was Shopper World, but before that in the 80s, it was called what?
7 days.
Uh, no, not 7 Days, the big one. Shoppers World.
that's what
Kingsway.
it
Uh,
was. I thought Kings was it Kings World? Shoppers
Kingsway,
World? Yeah.
Kingsway, Kingsway. When I got to
Kingsway.
Detroit from Chicago, I didn't have no name brands. Man, I was
Mhm,
shopping at Kingsway. I was
yeah.
going to Finney, man. I had confidence. I didn't
Mhm,
know what it was to be, as they say, jiggy. I'm using the term out there. I wasn't fresh to death. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
I did what I knew how to do. I wore chucks, I wore
yeah.
baggies, I wore polo shirts. And they wasn't
Mhm.
name brand polo shirts. And if
Right.
I
Yeah.
got I saw a fresh pair of J's in Kingsway, dude, I was like, yo, these dope, man.
Yeah.
I threw them
Yeah.
bitches on. I was going to Finney at the time. And the thing is, I walked in there with this was your swag with swag. I walked in there with confidence. And
Yep.
cats used to be hating on me because women would approach me like, yo, what's up with you? I'm like, what?
Mhm,
I don't look like old boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
mhm.
Why you
Yep.
coming to me? Because
Yep.
I had a independence of myself. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and and speaking to what you were speaking on, Phil, I just had something about me, a je ne sais quoi, if you would,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I didn't have a name brand. If it was clean, it was fresh. My daddy told me if it's clean and you smell good, you wear the brand. The brand don't
Yeah.
make you.
Does not
So
make you.
wear what you like, and long as you clean and look good and you feel good, people gonna come to you, ask you, hey, how you put that together? What's that? I get that now with suits. What brand
Yeah.
suit is that? Man, it's just something I threw together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I put it together. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I feel you on that, man. I just had to piggyback off
It,
that because
no.
it
No.
took me
No.
back to my high school days, man. I'm like, damn, I remember that.
No. And that's 100. And if we really be honest and vulnerable and honest about this whole thing, bro, the reality of it is just that. I mean, we're three black men came from blue collar working class families, bro. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? So we didn't have it like that. So let's everybody need to first and foremost stop fronting. Like, you know
Come
what I'm
on.
saying? We didn't have it like that, bro. We just didn't
Right.
have it. It was five of us, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's five of us, man. We ain't man, my parents not buying that. You feel me? So they could, and the reason why they wasn't buying it because they couldn't afford it.
Bought it,
But
yeah.
even if they could afford it,
They-
the ideology that you came from,
right.
that's not what was valued in that
Come on.
household. You wasn't putting that money towards that type of stuff
Yeah.
because
No.
go back to what Sherrard's father told him, like, man, you don't need that type of stuff from this point in time, man. You know what I'm saying? But we don't get it at that point in time because our social circles are so powerful, right? Like we
Mhm.
want to fit in so badly, right? And so we need to do that so badly. But it's not until we get older men and people around us and we see guys like honestly, well, like we see dudes like you in school who are like, but damn man, my man rocking that, but he rocking that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like what is it about this dude? And the reason what is just that why guys was hating, because they just didn't understand,
Mhm.
right? They had this other way of just that if I had this stuff, but it was like, no, it
Yeah.
ain't the stuff, man. You see what I'm saying? Like straight up, man. I remember my girl, man, my oldest daughter's mom, Asia's mom, Rochelle. So she was like, when we first started dating, man, she was like, dudes used to be on her head. I was just coming home, right? Coming home from being incarcerated, and I had much. Man, I had a little Ford Festiva, bro. You see what I'm saying? And I would go over her house, man, go and check her out. She'd pull up. Cats, they over there, they clowning me. You know what I'm saying? They like, I mean, they ain't saying it to my face, but these are dudes on the block down there, they hustling. I mean, I done been there. I done did my time. So where y'all trying to go, I done been. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I ain't trying to do that life, right? But man, what I always respected about her, man, is just that dog. She would jump in that car with me, man. Like my car, bro, was a Benz 190,
Beans
bro, back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like
with the
would
AMG
rock with
kit.
me, bro. Right, 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 exactly. Kitted out and everything, bro. And would rock with me, man. And I always appreciated that, man. Still to this day, I always appreciate her for that, man, because it was her character from that point, which was really, man, just guiding me as well too. Like, you ain't need all this. I like you for who you are. You know what I'm saying?
100.
I like you for who you are. And that's what a lot of these cats don't understand because they're young, man. They even the older ones from this point, it's like, me and my girl gotta be in Dubai. We gotta do this. Man, you and your girl can have a beautiful anything else like that. Just go to Traverse City, man. Take a little drive. It's the conversation on the drive.
No
Yeah.
You
doubt.
see what I'm
No
saying?
doubt.
It's that, bro. You see what I'm saying? It ain't because everybody there taking pictures for everybody else. Drake had this song where he was talking about, man, the girls take a picture, but she tried to get it all over here to go see these type of things. But you taking pictures to show everybody else who ain't there from this point. It's like, so what's the point? Right? So you never get a chance to really enjoy it
Yep.
because you're trying to so focus on everybody else seeing you from that point, man. When you learn that shit, man, this shit is dope, bro. Like you like it's those moments that really matter. It's the conversation. Like, damn, now I get a chance to really get in my woman's head. Like, man, what's really, who are you for real? Like, man, what was that shit like when you lost your parents? I don't know what that shit was like to lose my parents. You lost your parents at 18 to 19. Damn, that's some shit. You feel me? I didn't lose my parents, so I was in my 50s, my 40s. You feel me? Like, you was dealing with that shit then? That's substance, dog. That's substance. That's what these young cats don't understand. And the young cats and older cats who are ignorant to that part, you know, that's real shit.
And see,
That's real shit.
what they don't understand growing up is fun.
Yeah.
Because
Yes,
you
sir.
understand what life is and what it isn't.
Yeah.
And life
Yeah.
isn't about you growing up trying to compare yourself to the next man. And man, I created my own lane and I travel in it,
Yes,
you
sir.
know. And the woman that I'm with travels in that lane with me. Hey, boom, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And any woman that I know that's with me, she like me for me. You feel me? Because
No doubt.
I'm
For
not coming
real.
out my pocket to knock it. I'm not trying to spin to make you bend. I ain't doing none of that.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like when I see these dudes out here talking about, man, you got to break her off. Like dude said, what do you? I give her 250,000 a year. Just as a wife. Wife allowance. And I'm sitting here like, you selling all these people out here this fantasy. They're buying into your bullshit to help you create this reality for yourself. And it's
Yep.
crazy that people don't understand. Like the average person does not have it like that. And
Tell
he
Yeah.
them
wouldn't have it
again,
like
True.
bro.
that if y'all didn't worship money or superficial
Yeah.
things. You know,
Yeah.
it's the like I said, the integrity. It's the character of a man. It's character over currency. Do we need money? Of course we do. But how many
Yeah.
people would say that even though Trump has a lot of money is a good person?
Right. That
You
part.
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
That
Yeah.
part.
That part.
And
Yeah.
and, and, and that's the thing that I look at. It's like it's our character that matters the most. And when you got good character, you're not gonna be broke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you care for yourself. Your pride won't let you go out like that.
Come on.
And when what I've seen about the cats I kick it with on a regular basis, you guys, man, is that what's important is the sum total of life. It's not
Mm-hmm.
it's not what car I drive, what house I live in. It's me, the person. That's the
Yeah.
most important thing that I can build up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
And and
That's
just
facts.
and just watching you two guys, hey, I'm watching Will, what? Rebuild himself.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
he's not he's not doing it by buying a car. He's not doing it by
Right.
buying a house or I'm gonna get another job to make myself feel better. Nope. I'm starting from the inside and I'm gonna build
Yeah.
myself up. And that's what I appreciate about the journeys that every one of us have been on and we spoke on. What we chose to do was say, you know what? We tried the outside external validation. You know what? Now let's do this inside thing.
Mhm.
Because for one, it's free.
Yeah.
Only thing it
Speaking
costs
on
you, if you got to sacrifice some of the BS.
yeah.
But when you work on that inside, man, and start, you can automatically feel yourself becoming better as you're starting to feel better. But
Yeah.
people live on that be do have paradigm when it's supposed to be, well, they live on the have do be instead of the be do have. They think if I
Mhm.
have this, do this, I can be this. Instead of
Mhm.
just being this, doing that, and then having everything you want. And happiness
That
is and
part
peace
right
is,
there.
yeah. Isn't happiness and peace the main thing we want in life?
No, I'm gonna say overall, most people don't. That's what I'm trying to say. I think that's the problem. Like you're right. So the fact that we having this conversation, like you just said, though, Sherrod, like that's what we supposed to be at, here, right? But let's keep this thing 100, man. This is what we do here, right? This is what this podcast is about.
Right.
This podcast is really all about. Is being honest about most people are afraid to do that. And I'm gonna say it this way. Let me back up, be more specific here. The majority of men, particularly black men, are really afraid to do that because when you go inside, man, and you start to look, then you have to do a self evaluation that is scary as fuck
A deep
because you got
cleansing.
to ask you very much so, bro, right? Because you got to start asking yourself some real questions, serious questions about you, not somebody else, man, about you. And everybody can't go there, man. Like because I'm telling you this as a therapist, right? The majority of men cannot go there because we lived in a world that as long as we provided, right? As long as we provided, we talked about this again last week. So all those men out here who, and you may have that. Let me just say that. I'm not saying that some guys ain't out here superficial, got their girl on a $250,000 a year payroll from this point in time. Man, I'm not knocking that. Good for you. Because if that's what you need in your relationship to sustain, man, that's great. That's good for you, bro, from this
Yeah.
point. However, that's not where I live, right? That's
Hmm.
not what brings me joy and substance from this way in time. And nor does it bring that type of substance towards my woman from this point, right? Because think about when we were kids, when we were younger, we used to say shit like that. We used to say dumb shit, call men out their names. Oh man, he a bitch ass nigga. He soft, man. He this, he that. You know what I mean? Like, let's keep it real. I mean, we all did some of that shit sometime, man, from this point. And then you look back on it, that was just my insecurity, right? Like,
Mm.
and really what it's about, I was jealous. I was jealous that he got the chick that I really liked, right? That she didn't really choose me. She chose him, right? But I wasn't brave enough at that moment in time to, like you said, Will, shoot my shot. To say, you know what I mean? Because it's been women that's come back and I've been like, yeah, this and this and this. I had a crush. And you're like, I never knew that. You're like, for real? I thought I told you that. It's like, no, man, I found you to be attractive, blah, blah, blah. But that's the point, man. You got to get to that point and grow and understand. But majority of this conversation, man, if we talk about superficial and profound men put in the work, bro. If we put in the work, that shit is hard. You're gonna go through some real heartbreak loss, man. 100. Really, you know what I'm saying? To the point you like, man, what is this
And you know
thing
what,
all
Will?
about? I
I
mean,
mean, Phil, I'm gonna cut you off because I'm
no,
gonna
go ahead.
skip number 4 and jump to number 5, right? Because you
Okay.
said
Okay.
something that leads into that. Number 5 is about emotional intelligence.
Mm,
Superficial men avoid vulnerability. They mask their pain with their ego.
Uh-huh.
yep.
Profound men confront emotions, turn pain into wisdom.
Ooh boy. Yes, sir. I
Yeah,
went through
speak,
that.
bro.
Real talk. We talked
You
about
know,
that a couple of
you
podcasts ago, powercasts ago. Go ahead, Rob.
yeah.
What was you saying?
No, I'm just, as soon as you said it, I'm looking down at the chart and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
That
okay,
right. We jump right
let's
into
holler
that.
about
You're right.
that.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it takes a real, and I hate that term real man. I
Me
hate
too.
that
Yeah.
term,
Yeah,
Me
me too.
too,
but
bro.
Yeah, me
it
too.
takes a
Yeah, me
mature
too.
man
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do
maturity.
deep
Yeah,
cleaning. You got to go inside. You got to do some self reflection. You got to
Hmm.
get rid of the deflections. You got to go
Yeah.
in and look at yourself, and you got to be totally honest with yourself. What is it that I want? Who am I?
Mm.
How I'm gonna get there? What do I want out of life? You got to
Come on.
ask yourself these hard questions. And when you ask yourself these hard questions, now are you gonna put in the work to execute the answers?
Mm.
That's the thing. That's the thing that gets me when I listen to other men down men. Are you
Mm.
just trying to build yourself up? The more men you put down, you can walk on to be taller. Or are you saying, you know what, brothers? I'm gonna raise y'all up with me. Come on up here, man. The air is beautiful up here. Do you want to
Come on.
show more brothers that the air is beautiful, or do you want to be the one supplying the air? I don't want to supply the air. I want them to enjoy the natural air with me. Come on up here with me, man.
Come
Come
on
hang
up
out with
here.
me, and let me show you what life is. And that's what I want. That's what I want everybody. I would love for brothers to. Oh man, I know how to do this. I'm gonna show this young man how to do that. Instead
Yeah.
of, it's like we'll have a skill or ability, but we either don't want to show nobody, or we want somebody to like they owe us for the rest of their lives that we showed them this thing.
Yeah.
Like you gotta work up under me, homie, because I showed you how to do this. And
Man.
that's why I love you guys, man. It's like we can just kick it, brainstorm it, talk about whatever, and we share the ideals. And that's what this is all about, man. It's all about giving what we can to the fellas out there. It's like, bro, take what you can use and then put away the things that you can't use, because there might be a time where that tool will become handy.
Yeah. That's why I like your saying, man, rise and
mm,
fly. Yeah, I mean, I've
I
trained and
like
taught
that.
so many different people in life, and they've become so much better and bigger than I. The thing is, I congratulate them, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a moment in your life that was profound that you exceeded what it was that I showed you. You know what I'm saying? So good for you. I can't say, oh, I can't take credit. I just know that I had a part in it. You understand what I'm saying? That's the difference. Why would I try to take credit for something that he or she did? All I can say is I had a part in it because I met them at a time and I gave them some tools and they took from the tools that I gave them and arose. That's a beautiful thing. And I can look back and say, man, I commend you. Look at you. Thumbs up. Good for you. I'm proud of you. Keep and show somebody else like I showed you. That's all I ask. That's it, man. If
That's
more
it.
people did that in life, man, life would be so much better. But a lot of people don't think like we think. Hey man, if it weren't for me, Cuz wouldn't even be in the position he in.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
that's
It's
that hate
all me,
shit.
man. He got that from me, man. He wouldn't
Yeah,
have never learned nothing if I didn't show him. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Get off your high horse, bro. Stop
yeah,
all that, man. Come, hey, you did your part. They excel. Congratulated. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to
yeah.
shoot that brother down, that sister down because you showed them something. It was meant for you to show them something.
Right.
There's a season and reason for everything in life. So you cross their paths for a reason to entertain them and show them what it is that you need to show them. Guess what? They excelled at it.
yeah.
Good on it. And look at them when you see them, give them a hug and embrace them. Say, "Hey, I'm proud of you. You
I knew
did
you could do
awesome.
it.
Look at you. You did great. What, you a CEO now? Oh man, I remember when we met. Thumbs up to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Make sure you show someone else. And that's just real talk, man. That's that growth, man. What you were saying, man. Okay. Y'all just hit a soft spot in my heart, man.
That's okay. No, that's this about. It's supposed to be a soft
Yeah,
spot. We all got it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You know, I, just from to add a spiritual component to this, right? Because that's really what it is, right? It's an essence of all this. Like it's men having conversations, spiritual component, and the reality of it, man, we all here to serve, bro. That's it. We all here to
yeah.
serve.
We're
We all on this
teachers.
planet to
Yep, we're
serve,
all
bro.
teachers.
We all
yeah.
teachers. That's what really what we are,
That's
man.
it,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? We all teachers. We all students, and we learning, and we pushing each other along, right? That's the goal in this thing, man. We all here to serve, man. That's it. And once you fully get that down, and understand that, man, then it's humbling, right? That's that humility, right? And so that's the part we get humbled at, and we understand like, oh, the blessing is there, right? And not saying like a physical blessing, right? It's
Mhm.
the universal blessing is what I'm saying from this point.
Yeah.
It's there, right? It's that point. Like, I'm not looking at myself as too big. I'm not this or that. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of whatever success you have, is your success. That's great, right? But no man is an island. None of us are an
No,
island out here. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
no.
None
You're
of us are
right.
islands, man.
Yeah.
None
I
of us
like
are,
that.
right?
Like that.
And yeah, and we growing, right? And we grow through it and we share. Like, this is what this is all about. When Sharar hit me up from first, like, man, I want to do this. I want to give back to these young brothers. It's like that's the place that we at in our lives. Like, I have this wisdom now, not just knowledge. You have this wisdom, right? You
Mhm.
experience some shit in life. Life done taught you some lessons. It's like if I can save the next young brother from going down this path
Oh
and dealing
man,
with the shit that I had to
we've
do
done
with,
we've done
and
enough.
Woo!
save you some time,
Come on,
man,
man.
let me do that, right? Let me give you that. If I can just save your soul in a little bit of way, man, and save you some time that you have to keep doing this shit, that's the goal, right? That's the goal in this thing, man. So, when you start talking about emotional intelligence from this point, man, like, I heard what's the name say something, which is really kind of disturbing, but it's honest, is that Mari Brock Ali was on what's the name, Michelle Obama podcast, her and her brother's podcast. And what she's talking about is just that the thing about black boys, researchers out there, is just that black boys don't get a chance. We don't get a chance, man, to really be innocent in our childhood
Hmm.
because society only looks at us as give us a childhood aspect of things from kindergarten to like fourth grade. And then after that, society sees us as a threat, right? Like, I
Tamir
mean, think
Rice.
about Nate. 100%, man. That's what the data says. The data shows it, right? I mean, you take the how they determine how to build prisons in Michigan was off the fourth grade meat test scores, bro.
Oh
What?
Think
damn.
about yes. Think about this
Wow.
shit. This is real, bro. I worked at the state of Michigan for a while, and I mean, we did this joint partnership with the Department of Corrections, and we in Lansing, and we having this conversation. It was like, okay, how do y'all determine this type of stuff? And the Department of Corrections is pretty much like a lot. Now, that's not the only variable that they look at, other
Right.
attribute they look at, but that's one of the major ones. They say, okay, we look at fourth grade meat test scores. So if these kids are not getting it in the fourth grade, we
Chances
know
are
that
they
they're
won't
not
get it.
headed towards. They not getting it. They're not gonna. These are not gonna be the
Wow.
kids that are gonna go to college,
That's crazy,
right?
man.
Just just let that shit sink in for a second,
So
right?
the
So
school
it's
to
like
prisoner
we got
pipeline.
boom. That's how
Mm.
it was created. That's
That's
how it's
crazy.
created,
Damn.
right? So it's like we gonna now have to have a place that they're gonna have to go, right? Because they're not going to college, they're not going to the service, they're not gonna serve. Maybe a couple of them will slide through there, but it's gonna be what percentage that is not gonna make it through that? Where do we? What's gonna happen to them? And
And you
so
know what,
guess
Phil?
what? Now
Can I cut you off?
go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Now
ahead.
that
What's the
seems like
conversation, B?
that would be a good reason why they got rid of stuff like Votech.
Come on.
Yep.
Speak on
Yep.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Speak
Yep.
on it.
Yep. Think it through.
Because
Yep.
okay, I'm not a bookworm. I hate books. I hate reading. I hate school. But damn, I can go
Mm-hmm.
over here and just start doing body
Yep.
work, working on
Yep.
engines and stuff like that. Oh man, because I don't want to go to college. You know,
Yep.
because I
Yep.
remember in high school, all the rest of the kids were going to Votech. I was like, damn, I want to learn some shit. Man, my counselor, she told me, no, 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 you're college material, and those are not for the smart kids. The fuck?
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Wow.
yeah, I remember that. You just
He
you just
literally
made me
said that to
remember
you,
that,
huh?
bruh. I
Yep.
promise you, I promise
Wow,
you.
bro. That's
Because she said,
foul, man.
she said you're playing sports, there's a good chance, and in my mind, she just didn't realize I'm done with school. I'm tired. I don't want to do this shit.
Yeah.
That's why I was getting ready to go to
Yeah.
the military. I'm like, I
That's
don't want to
Right.
do
that
this shit
part.
no more.
Right. Right. Right.
And it's so
Yeah.
funny y'all said that because I wanted to be a third and fourth grade teacher because I said that's when you can mold the minds of the children. If you catch them at that time, you can elevate them because that's when they start understanding certain things and start finding themselves. And I changed my mind about becoming a teacher because times have started changing because I'm an affectionate type of person. And right at that time, they were saying, "Oh, men are doing things to little boys and little ladies are doing things to little girls." And I was like, "Oh man, as soon as I go to console somebody, it's gonna be an itchy. Oh my God, I can't believe." And I was like, "Let me back up." But I
Mm-hmm.
really wanted to do that because third and fourth grade is when their minds start shifting. And I see when you said the meat thing at fourth grade, I
Damn.
said, "Well, I'll be damn." That's probably one of the reasons why I wanted to do that, just to elevate, not to take away from. And then when you said it, it just shocked me like, damn, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That's the pipeline. They say if they don't do it by fourth grade, they probably won't do it. What the
Just count
fuck?
them in prison.
Yeah.
Man,
Yep.
that's
Yep.
wild, man.
Yeah. But that's the reality though, right? That's the reality for us coming out of these urban environments, bro. Like they created that, right? And so it always this obviously this social conspiracy theories towards this point,
Hmm.
but then you'll have it's no longer a conspiracy theory when the data shows it, because
Come
the
on,
data
say it.
shows it now. Like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So when you talk about this part with emotional intelligence, I'm gonna definitely say this in this platform that it's recorded from this point in time. I'm so tired of that shit. I'm so tired of women and other people saying that men lack emotional intelligence. It's impossible to lack emotional intelligence, bro, when you're a human being. Humans have emotions,
Come
bro.
on, man.
Like, you see what I'm saying? We have emotions, we have intelligence. We need to stop saying, making up that lie, and people just talk about this stuff. It's the same thing when everybody on the internet talking about healing and healed. Man, stop using that fucking term, bro. Just stop. Like, let's stop using that overused. Y'all using it in the wrong context. It's not true. It's not from this point in time because we all trying to heal. We all out here broken in some sort of way, bro. We are. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like, and you assume people come out these chaotic situations. But the majority of people, we don't come out of chaotic situations. Like,
We just
we
learn to deal with it.
learn. Thank you. That's it, right? We learn to deal with it. And that
Yeah.
creates emotional intelligence, right?
Yeah.
It's this emotion, like I have these emotions. Now, I may not express them as this woman may do, but that's us as men. The majority of the time, we don't. The majority, what men will come out, we got to think through it, right?
Yeah.
How do this emotion affect me in
There
this
you
way?
go.
And it's a time and place for me to show this emotion, right?
Yeah.
Like when we lost our parents from this point, it's like, dang, like it's gonna come out.
Hmm.
It's gonna come out. That emotion is
Yeah.
gonna come out. Now the question is, but you're looking for a safe place for that to do that.
Yep.
And the reason from this point, when you look at emotional intelligence from this point, if my woman has given me a safe place to land, right? She's gonna get that. She's gonna
Yeah.
understand, like, damn, okay, let me give him some space.
Let me
Baby, you
console him.
okay? Thank you, bro. Let me console them. Let me just it can be a simple touch. A simple just man, it ain't all the rest of that type of stuff, man. Any woman just rub your back, man. And shit, we got this bald head, man. Rub on my head though, bro. And you like, baby, you know what I'm saying? This thing, baby,
Yeah.
today was a rough day. You know what I'm saying? A little bit rough, man. And
It was one of them
I was
days.
missing one of them days. You know what I'm saying? And she know how what to do with that. Where when somebody talking about that ain't got nothing to do with $250,000 in Dubai and getting on the plane, man, that keep that shit. Give me that, because that's substance. You feel me? That's that emotional intelligence that she know I can articulate how I'm feeling, and this is where it's coming from, right? Back in the day, like you said before, Sherrod, like man, you'd have been like, man, let me go run and have a drink,
Yep.
right? Let me take this emotion and dull this shit because I don't like how that
Yep.
feels, right? And now you like, no, let me. That's man, that is so fucking profound to be a man who went from being in a situation, say, when you was a drinker, to the point to you be like, no, man, I didn't go through that. I had to stop, realize this point, and that shit wasn't easy.
No. Yeah.
That I mean, I know I'm speaking for you, bro, but I'm just saying, I know that shit wasn't easy, bro. But
Oh,
to
bro,
be where
you.
you at now and understand like who you are and what you're trying to do from this point, man, like, man, I will always commend you on that, bro. You
I
always gonna get
appreciate
that
that.
shout out from me, B.
Appreciate
You
that,
No
always gonna
man.
doubt.
get that from me, man, because that takes work. That takes work, bro.
And commitment, man. It takes
That
commitment,
yeah,
self,
yes.
and self wherewithal within yourself to know that if I take that drink or do what it is,
Spiral
that
out.
that consequence after that. You understand? So it takes a lot, man, and I commend you as well, brother.